Richmond International Raceway, getting ready for the Toyota Owners 400. Now, it's been a while since I last did a race, and hopefully I'm not too rusty, but I hope you guys were very patient with me as I've been going through some things, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this 40-lap exciting race as we're very close to getting it underway. After we had an insane short track race at Martinsville from when we last had a race. We have Cody Lama starting on the pole here, and we have Ryan Acosta starting in second place, sporting some new colors on his number 78. Alex Drayton will start this race in third as he currently sits 14th in points, the same as his car number. With a good run here tonight, he's definitely gonna he could possibly move into the top 10 in points if nothing happens. Johnathan Zoerlein, last week's winner, he's gonna have some work to do as he's gonna start this race deep in the field. He's gonna start this race in the 32nd position. We have a few other drivers sporting some new colors here, but our short track racing still continues here from Martinsville, and we're now live at Richmond. What kind of racing are we going to see here? Well, we're just moments away from those famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice and easy, long day. It's going to be a lot of adjustments. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is a real race here. We're going to have a blast tonight. I can't wait to get out there and get going.
And as the cars are rolling off pit road, here is your starting lineup for the Toyota Owners 400. As the field is now rounding out of turns 3 and 4 here, we're about to get here underway as the pace car makes its way onto pit road. And the green flag is now out here at Richmond. Heading into turns 3 and 4 for the first time here under green, Cody Lamas has a decent lead over Alex Drayton as he now made his way into second place. He will lead the first lap, but he may not have it for long because now we see Alex Drayton in the 14. With a little bit of help from Stephen Collin, he's going to make his way into the lead for the first time here tonight. He's looking to lead a lap here as we saw the field heading into turns 3 and 4. And the 14 has cleared the 11. But he's going to have Stephen Collin right behind him. And speaking of Stephen, here comes another Stephen. That's Collin's teammate, Stephen Gonzalez, sporting the white colors on his number 28. After the trouble he had at Martinsville last week, he's looking to erase that memory from his mind here tonight as he finds his way into the top 5. Speaking of the top 5, we're having a battle for 5th now between Zachary Fitzwater and Kyle Matthews. Zachary Fitzwater trying to get up there to help his teammate running the Scan the Win paint scheme on his number 4 here this week, as he's trying to look to pass his fellow 4 for the 4th position, I believe. Yes, it is for the 4th. That's Cody Lamas. He settled himself into second place, but Stephen Gonzalez just made his way into third place as we see the field now starting to spread out just a little bit as we head a little further back to see Ryan Acosta. He dropped all the way back to 7th place, and he's trying to have a battle for that position with Dylan Young. And oh man, I just heard some tires screeching. I think the caution is out. Yes, it is. The caution is out. We had trouble in turns 1 and 2 as Alex Drayton will lead them back to the start-finish line. Now let's see who was involved. And oh man, there's some rear damage to Alex Ferranti as well as Sky Comets. It may have been a 2-car incident between these two, and I don't see damage on anyone else. But oh man, little 2-car accident between the 9 and the 10. But now the question is, once these guys figure out where they're gonna go, is anyone gonna come down pit road right now? And it doesn't seem like it. But anyway, let's take a look and see what happened to bring out our first caution of the day, as Alex Drayton is our race leader. Well, here's what happened to bring out our first caution. This was mid-pack, around the 25th, 26th position. It looks like heading into turn 1, Tim Fiegel was trying to find a way to get to the inside, but I guess he just got tired of following Sky Comets, and like just heading into turn 1, he just hooked him a little bit, and that caused the 10's wheels to lock up. And unfortunately, Alex Drayton, he was a casualty in that, as both drivers just hit the safer barrier and came to a stop in front of the field, and that was enough to bring out our first caution of the night. I don't think the 10's going to be too happy with the 19 once this is over. Here we are back at Richmond. We're going to restart this race on lap number 12, and we actually had a few drivers come down pit road trying to do a little bit of pit strategy. There's Joshua Osborne, Cole Daly, William Brock, Allison Rain, Tim Fiegel, Matt McIntyre, RJ Bishop, Jake Rogers, Danny Wells, and Levi McIntyre. And oh man, we actually had a few more drivers come down pit road. So I don't know if this is going to be strategy or what, but once we get back underway, it's going to be Alex Drayton as the race leader. Second is Cody Lamas. Third, Steven Gonzalez. Fourth, Kyle Matthews. Fifth is going to be Zachary Fitzwater. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Stephen Colin, Ryan Acosta, Dylan Young, Dylan Pote, and Brandon Crasta. As I believe the pace car has already made its way back on the pit road, and the green flag is back out. But now the question is, the drivers who didn't come down pit road, which is a majority of the field, when are they going to pit? And oh man, Cody Lamas, he just went to the outside. And oh man, they're already spinning in the back. Oh man, I have no idea who that was. But the caution is not out. The yellow flag is not out. I really thought that was going to be the saving grace for the guys that came down pit road, as I had no idea who was that slightly spun. But I think they managed to keep it going as Drayton continues to run away with the lead. As we now see Steven, he's managed to make his way into second place. Running right behind him is Kyle Matthews in the 77. And we're having a battle for fourth between Cody Lamas and Stephen Colin. And now we see Ryan Acosta trying to bounce back, trying to get back into the top 5. And he's trying to bring Dylan Young along with him, as well as Brandon Crasta. Brandon Crasta running the Root Insurance paint scheme on his number 23 here tonight. He's looking to try to get out of the small slump he's in, because right now he sits 33rd in standings, but the season is still young. Coming up behind him, back in his FOE paint scheme, is Dylan Pote in the 31. He sits 30th in points after getting 8 spots after his finish last week. Headed back to the front, Steven Gonzalez is still trying to chase down Alex Drayton as we're getting close to the halfway point, as we're now going to the spectators camera. As you can see, these cars just running, just really spread out along the track. A beautiful view here as they're coming out of turns 3 and 4, and they're actually coming up on Alex Ferranti, who's slow after his accident with Sky Comets earlier. Not a good couple of weeks for the number 9 team, as Ferranti Right now, I'm trying to look at my list, trying to find him in the point standings. He actually sits, let's see. He actually sits 28th in standings, so he's actually running mid-pack right now. But I don't think Ferranti's going to get a good run here tonight unless he can capitalize on pit strategy, as most of the field is mostly spread out right now. But there are some drivers who are on a different pit window. As we take a look at the top 10 as they run through. And here comes Seth Cole. He just managed to make his way into the top 10 here. He started this race in the 33rd position. Oh man, he's probably the biggest mover of the field right now. And another biggest mover probably coming up right behind him is Brett Kenberg, running the MDS colors on his number 38 here tonight. I'm trying to look at my list. Brett Kenberg, he started this race in the 24th position, and he's trying to get his way into the top 10 for the first time here tonight. Oh man, a lot of big movers. And speaking of movers, we see Dylan Young trying to work on the inside of Cody Lamas. That's for the 5th position. Dylan Young, another driver trying to turn his season around. He sits 40th in standings right now, and a top 5 here would definitely help him move up the ladder. But our top 4 has basically remained the same ever since Alex Drayton took the lead. He has not looked back, as we're now past the halfway point of this race. Heading back to the spectators camera, it is still all about Drayton, but Steven Gonzalez, he's not going to give up. Let's actually ride on board with the 28. Steven Gonzalez trying to do whatever he can to chase that number 14 down. Not really much love for the Toyotas right now. 4 out of the 5 cars on the top. And oh no, the caution's out. The caution is back out. Looks like we had another accident in turns 1 and 2. The caution is back out, and I need to see who was probably involved. And oh man, we may have had more cars spinning out. And oh no, there's some front end damage to the 12 of Danny Wells, and there's some rear damage to the back of RJ Bishop. Oh man, hopefully these cars don't bunch up too much now. And I'm trying to see if there's anyone else with damage. I don't see anyone else with damage. But oh man, we got some takers definitely coming down pit road. And some of the guys who pitted earlier, they're staying out. So that's that pit strategy coming into view right now as we see Nathan Hudson going down pit road. But we need to take a look and see what happened to bring out our caution. Here's having to bring out our second caution. Almost the exact same situation between Tim Fiegel and Sky Commons, but this time it involves the 17 of RJ Bishop and the 51 of James McLeod. Heading into turn 1, it looks like the 17 just hooks the left rear quarter panel of James McLeod, but James was managed to actually save his car and keep going, but unfortunately, the wheels of the 17 lock up, and Danny Wells had absolutely nowhere to go as he just clobbers the back of the 17 and causes a lot of damage to the front of his 12 car. Oh man, I don't know if Danny is going to be too happy with RJ once this is over. He was actually one of the drivers who was on that different pit strategy, so if he wasn't involved in this accident, he probably could have been in the top 10 or top 15. We're going to have to ride on board with Danny and see what he saw. And here we are riding on board with the number 12 body armor Ford Mustang of Danny Wells. I guess Wells didn't expect Bishop to just come up the racetrack like that because he was on the outside out of the way. Now before we head back to live action, as you saw from Danny Wells' hood camera, we had another incident involving James McLeod, but this time it involved him and Levi McIntyre. Apparently, this was actually coming to take the yellow flag. Levi McIntyre, he spins out right in front of Matt McIntyre. No relation between the two, if anyone was curious about that. but I guess Levi, he was trying to get around McLeod, and his wheels lock up, and that caused him to lose a ton of spots. So I don't know what McLeod was doing, trying to hold up the number 60, and unfortunately Levi McIntyre paid for it. Here we are back at Richmond. We're going to restart on lap number 28 with 13 laps to go. And we have an entirely new top 10. Our new leader after pit stops, well, after a few drivers stayed out, William Brock is a new race leader running his McDonald's colors on his number 42. Second is Tim Fiegel looking to try to get his second win of the season. Third is Michael Norman. Fourth now is Brayson Mitchell. Fifth is Christina Bell. Sixth is Charles Sanford. Seventh is Levi McIntyre, which I thought he would be worse, but apparently I was wrong. Eighth is Simon Oscon. Ninth is Chris Johnathan. Rounding out the top 10 is actually the first driver who actually came down pit road, Alex Drayton. Can Alex Drayton bounce back and try to get his lead back? I don't know, but we have 3 lap cars now as the green flag is back out. And I don't know if these lap cars are going to be a factor. Alex Franti is 2 laps down, while his teammate Nathan Orman and Steven Gonzalez are 1 lap down. But they appear to be up to speed. They're trying to get their laps back. Alex Franti already got one of his laps back. As oh man, they're forcing William Brock on the high side. But here comes our first driver, who's actually up here on the inside now. Our winner from Ricky Raceway, Brayson Mitchell. He's looking to try to get the lead away from William Brock. As we now go to the spectators camera, but William Brock, he dives down right in front of the 41. He wants to try to do what he can to protect that lead. And actually, I could be wrong on this, but the last time we were in Richmond Raceway, the 42 did go to victory lane when James Qualls was driving it last season. And the 42 is looking to repeat that. But he may have a little bit of problem with that, because here comes Brayson Mitchell. Brayson Mitchell, he takes the lead away from William Brock. And here comes Charles Sanford, another driver looking to try to get his second win of the season. And oh man, it looks like we're having a battle for third now between Tim Fiegel and William Brock. And oh man, I thought I just saw a car spin, and I did. Oh man, the 77 gets turned. And oh man, but that's good news for the 28, 48, and the 9. Steven Gonzalez and Nathan Orman are back on the lead lap. And now Alex Franti, he's just back 1 lap down. But Brayson Mitchell is the race leader as the 77 gets turned. I had no idea who turned him, but we're going to have to go to the replays to find out. But oh man, this changes everything. We're under 10 laps to go. Oh man, I really hope that no one else has to come down pit road, because this definitely changes everything. Let's go to the replays now, as Brayson Mitchell is our race leader. Well, here's having to brought out our third caution of the night. Such impatience here tonight at Richmond. Now coming out of turn 2 now. Kyle Matthews was battling with his teammate, and unfortunately, he gets hooked by the 88 of Stephen Cullen, Ashley Wright onto Ryan Acosta. Now, Acosta was able to keep his car going, but Cullen did not back off, as he just flat out just turns the 77. I was actually looking for a battle in the top 5, and then I saw the 77 just whip around. Oh, man. And Kyle Matthews, he was having such a good race here tonight, and unfortunately, it just went completely up in smoke. And he's trying to turn himself back around, and oh, well, he just gets clobbered by Matt McIntyre, and oh man, as you can see, the smoke just piling out of the number 27. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that his night's going to be done, as well as Matthews. Well, I don't know, there's no smoke coming out of the 77, but Matt McIntyre, he's definitely going to go to the garage area. He's already making his way onto pit road, so yeah, he's definitely done here tonight. here we are back at Richmond. We're going to restart this race on lap number 37 with 4 laps to go. Now, William Brock did pit, and unfortunately, he's not going to be a factor to win this race. We have 2 cars who are not out of this race. They are Matt McIntyre and Kyle Matthews. Alex Ferrante still remains 1 lap down. Brayson Mitchell is still the race leader. Second is Charles Sanford. Third is Tim Fiegel. The top 3 right now are looking to try to get their second wins of the season. 4th is pole sitter Cody Lamas. 5th is Christina Bell. 6th is Brandon Crasta. 7th now is Alex Ferrante. 8th is Dougie Shears. 9th is Brett Kinnenberg. And rounding out the top 10 is Michael Norman. As we're getting back racing. Green flag is back out. And Brayson Mitchell's already trying to run away with that lead. But Cody Lamas, oh man, he wants to try to get his first win of the season. I have no, I'm trying to remember when's the last time Cody Lamas even had a win. And oh man, Charles Sanford, he's coming down pit road. And that will give second place to the 11. Oh man, but now that rises the question, can Brayson Mitchell make it to the end? Oh man, he better hopes that he can get a caution. But I can tell you one person who doesn't want a caution right now. That's that 11 car. And oh man, now Brayson Mitchell's coming down. He can't make it. That's going to give second over to Brandon Crasta and the lead back to Cody. Oh man, we have 2 laps to go and there is no chance for the 11 right now. Starting on the pole as pit strategy has jumbled up the field. We're still going green. Oh man, Brandon Crasta has nothing for the 11 as we're coming to the white flag. This race will end under green. Does Brandon Crasta have anything for the 11? And oh man, Alex Drayton sits himself in 3rd while Dougie Shears sits 4th. But I don't think there's going to be anything for the 11. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And no indication for pit road. Cody Lamas in the number 11 Toyota Camry. He will win Richmond and take home the Toyota Owners 400. You can never say that the NASCAR SEGA Cup doesn't have its strong points, and pit strategy definitely randomized the field up, but it didn't change the fact that Cody Lamas started on the pole, and he will end up winning this race and capture his first win of the season. Oh man. Okay, S4 Toyota on 400, race number 9, and this race is in the books. Cody Lamas ends out on top, unfortunately to the expense of Charles Sanford and Brayson Mitchell. They could not make it to the end of the race on fuel, and I have to find out where they finish. Brandon Crasta finishes in 2nd, his highest finish of the season so far. Alex Drayton ends up 3rd. Great day for the 14 team. Dougie Shears ends up 4th place here tonight. Brett Kinberg ends up with a top 5. Just missing out on the top 5 is Dylan Pote in the number 31. He'll have to settle for 6th place. Then we have Seth Cole ending up with a very nice 7th place finish after starting this race deep in the field. Mitchell Collins ends up 8th. Michael Norman ended up 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was Ron Acosta, who started this race in 2nd place. Then we have Jessica Shelton, last week's winner. Johnathan Zoerlein ends up 12th. Then we have Stephen Colin, Aaron Macklin, and then Dylan Young rounds out the top 15. Then we have Dustin Stoller, Joshua Mudd, Cole Daly, Sky Collins after getting in that accident with Tim Fiegel. He ends up 19th, and rounding out the top 20 was James McLeod. Then we have Steven Gonzalez. He manages to find himself just missing out on the top 20 after being a lap down earlier. Allison Wright ends up 22nd. Then we have Cole Deaver, Joshua Osborne, who started this race 41st. He ends up 24th. Then we have Nathan Hudson rounding out the top 25. Then we have Nathan Orman, who was also a lap down. RJ Bishop, Jake Rogers, who started this race dead last. James Qualls and Zachary Fitzwater rounds out the top 30. Then we have William Brock, who unfortunately came down pit road during during that third caution, so he lost his lead. He ends up 31st. Danny Wells ends up 32nd, and Levi McIntyre was the final driver on the lead lap. Then we have Brayson Mitchell, Alex Franti, Tim Fiegel, Charles Sanford, Chris Darlington, Simon Oscar, and Christina Bell. I guess those were the drivers who had to come down pit road. They could not make it to the end. And then 41st and 42nd, we have Kyle Matthews and Matt McIntyre, our only DNFs of the race. Well, race fans, that does it here for Richmond. So hopefully we'll have better racing next week, because let's see here. I'm trying to look at this list, and next week it will be the Geico 400. The short track racing is over because we're gonna head on down to Sweet Home, Alabama at Talladega Super Speedway. So don't forget to tune into that, race fans. Congratulations one last time to Cody Lamas for winning the Toyota Owners 400, and we'll see you next time.